What's going on, YouTube? Dude Heat back with another real versus fake comparison. Today we're looking at the Jordan 1 Mocha. Before I get into it, please hit this video with a thumbs up. Comment down below your thoughts on what you want to see compared to next. I can do, pretty much any real versus fake. You guys just gotta let me know in the comments down below. And then lastly, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. A lot of content. Like when I say I have a ton of these videos coming, I'm talking like dozens of these coming. You just gotta let me know down below if you do watch them, if they are worth my time. Then I'll absolutely shoot them. So hope you guys are off to a really good New Year's so far. This shoe has obviously been very popular over the past little while. I mean, ever since the Travis Scotts came out, a lot of people are like, you know what, this is like, people call this the poor man's Travis Scott, effectively, right? So it does have some very similar components on the shoe, in terms of the colorway and some of the materials and all that. I want to start off actually with the boxes, because a lot of people watching this want to see if their pair is real. So I'm going to show you the real box first. I know a lot of the time I like to show you guys both boxes and have you guess which is real and which is fake, but for today, let's just get right into it. This is what the actual tag looks like. And this is a Canadian pair, of course, size 11. Okay. And then this is the fake pair. They got the tag pretty good, but right off the bat, I mean, there's some inconsistencies here. Someone put a sticker where there's a perforation on the box. I don't even know if that color is correct. Sail dark mocha black. Yeah, I haven't looked into the tags and the codes and all that. So you guys are just gonna have to take a look, but you saw mine, and you can see what's accurate. That's what the bottom of the box looks like. There is a bit of a sticker there, otherwise nothing else. And then on the fake, I haven't actually, yeah, there's no sticker on that. So right off the bat, if there's no sticker, I would just walk away from the sale, or if you have it in hand, then try and get your money back. So top of it, usually the lid has a code here. You might want to look for that. On this one, the code is B200720. That looks like 10 was scratched off. N. Let's take a look at this one. No code. There's no code on this one here. So right off the bat, no code. It's probably fake. There's a receipt. Again, you never know. A lot of people put real receipts with fake shoes. Just make sure the codes on the receipt and the codes on the box, everything's matching up correctly. Obviously the fake pair doesn't have the receipt. So the first thing I'm gonna show you guys, a lot of people are always looking at the shoes. A lot of apps like check, do legit checks, and they look at the box, they look at other things, but I haven't seen people do tissue papers yet. A lot of the time, remember, a lot of these fake companies cut corners when it comes to the packaging. They focus all their attention on the actual shoes. So I just want to show you guys, turn the resolution down, or the lighting down, so you guys can see. It is in fact like a waxy kind of paper, and you're gonna see, if I turn it down even more, there's like those very fair, faint lines. You can't see through the paper, can't see my hand through the paper, but it is waxy on one side, and on the other side, it's not at all. There's no shine to that paper, but it is kind of shiny on one side. So that's right off the bat, because when you look at the fake pair, they just included your everyday run-of-the-mill kind of paper. It's ripped up, it's torn up. I mean, that, I know not everyone can say that they keep their paper pristine, but if it's right out the box and it's right how you bought it, most of the time, every single pair I bought has pristine, crisp paper, because the last person to touch this was quality control, quality inspection in the factory, and maybe one person when it got to store level, if they wanted to just double check, triple check that the size is correct. But other than that, I mean, there's a little tear there. Other than that, it should not look like this. This is just like demolished, and I don't know why they do this, but they do this, and that's usually a really good telltale sign. So let's get the actual shoes out. All right, so that's the fake pair. Pull this up, and like I said, as always, we're gonna keep the fakes on the right and the reals on the left. I'm not sure how that, if I do that on my previous videos, but for this one, that's how it's going to be. Again, there's like one of these kind of stickers there. They did the same thing on the fake. There was a sticker there as well. But again, I would look right at the tissue paper as being a very important indicator right off the bat, okay? So, let's get actually into the shoes. So I'm gonna put this pair here. And I know I already told you guys which ones were real and which ones are fake. However, I want you guys to tell me what you're seeing on your end. Alright, so here's the first one. Make sure you guys get a good look at that. 100% authentic retail, straight from Foot Locker. It's a toe box. There's the suede, or what they're calling suede. There's the fake pair. Real, fake. What are you guys seeing right off the bat? And a lot of comments in the other videos are saying he's got to make sure he's watching which one's fake and real. I actually do, because if I'm not aware, then I won't be able to help you guys, right? Fake, real. Okay, remember, real's on the left, fake's on the right. What are you guys seeing? I see a couple things. I'm gonna put the real one on the bottom so you guys can see. Fake on the top. What are you guys seeing right off the bat? Again, this is the real pair. I'm gonna make sure all the details are covered. And remember, quality control, even on the official Nike side, we all know varies. There's been some crazy things that have passed quality control inspection that have been authentic and legit from Nike, and it's made the internet go crazy when they see something like, what? It has nothing to do with Nike, but I saw Supreme quality control. It's actually a legit check on one of their box logos, and it was literally they're supposed to be straight. They were like misaligned, and that is some of the quality control that some of these real companies let through, which is such a shame. But this video is not about that. It's about showing the differences and making sure your pair is authentic. So again, this is what I'm gonna do, because you guys probably already spotted it. I'm gonna put the real one here, just go have them back to back so you guys can see. To me, that suede is pretty spot on. Just a slight color difference to me. That's the real. Real's on the left, fake on the right. I would say the color difference is there's a little bit there. Again, you wouldn't really tell unless you're side by side, but there is definitely more of an ashy kind of look. You see the white kind of tones coming through on the real pair, whereas the fake pair, it has a little bit of that, but not to the same degree. Now, if you're trying to tell right away, and this is in terms of most Jordan 1s right off the bat, it's the heel. You gotta look at the heel, and you gotta understand what the heel shape is supposed to look like. Now, if you're buying a used pair, this is not really something that you can do, and this doesn't always happen on pairs, but there should be an hourglass shape. It's called the hourglass shape. Notice how this looks kind of like a Coke bottle or Pepsi bottle or whatever. It's got that kind of hourglass shape, right? Look at this one. It's flat. Just a big blob, right? Now, I know some of the better fakes actually have this shape done pretty well. And you know, it is what it is. They're always going to improve this kind of thing, but that's what the backs of those look like. And here's these, and I'm sure by the time I upload this video, the fakes already have this done, right? But that's a right off the bat kind of indicator. Now, let's get back to what I was talking about in terms of color. So I'm gonna take this shoe and this shoe, and I'm just gonna let you guys know the color itself. Look at those white undertones. That's very, very important. The suede on this is not like the Travis Scott suede. It's not the same. A lot of people are saying, oh, why is my suede? Well, it's not the same. It's just not the same suede. It's not to the same caliber. I can show you my Travis Scott suede after, but it's not the same. But notice how white that is. Now look at this one. It's a little darker. And it's not like, it's not moving in the same degree. It just kind of sits there. Whereas here, look, as I move my finger back and forth, you can tell there's something there. there's actual suede hairs. They're causing the color to change. Whereas here, you're not getting that same effect. It's just kind of dead, right? Next, let's look at the actual swoosh itself. Okay. I'm not gonna say that's a huge deal. I would say the Air Jordan wing sign, when you look at that, ensure that it's very deeply embossed on the Mocha. It's very deeply embossed. Whereas here, it is embossed, but not to the same degree, and that's something that you're only gonna be able to know when you feel it. It is embossed, absolutely, I can feel it, but not to the same degree. The actual leather cuts on the top, as you can tell here, are pretty accurate. I mean, I think that's something that's gonna vary from pair to pair, so I can't really help you there. Sometimes when it comes to a Nike swoosh, you should look for that little, that kind of end, that tip should hit that, that lace hole, which it does. Actually, it does also on the fake. For the most part, it kind of is a little bit off, but notice how precise this is, right? So you just want to look at consistencies there, because we all know Nike, as I said, quality control isn't always the best, but they're still gonna nail some of the major things. You know, they're gonna make sure the stitching around the swoosh is actually accurate, right? It's not gonna look super jaggedy, or it's not gonna have like loose fibers, or, you know, sometimes it will, but not always. Look at that, it's very clean. And then when you come over here, notice how the stitching is actually very close to the edge, and then a little bit thicker at the top there, and then a little bit thinner as it comes here. It's not really focusing, but let me see if I can. And when I say stitching, see those little lines? Those little lines, each of those little lines. Notice how it's there, it's not really following it at the same rate as it was over here. It's inconsistent, right? Whereas you go here, and these are very, you know, these are details. These are details you should know when you're buying a real versus fake pair. Look at that. It's consistent on the swoosh throughout, and also throughout the shoe. It's consistent stitching. You go here, and it's not consistent. Look at the swoosh itself. It's very close to the edge. You see something close to the edge, you probably don't want to, just double check it. Okay. Now, let's get into the toe box itself, right? So, you know, a lot of times the toe box, you want to make sure has that. Notice how every single Jordan 1 you're going to see, it's going to have this slant that comes in like this, okay? I'm not going to say the fake doesn't have that, because it actually does to a certain degree, but I've seen other fakes that just don't have that kind of angle. It's kind of tough to say and hard for me to explain until you have it in hand. You can actually see the difference. It becomes a lot more apparent when you actually have it in hand. The toe box itself, sometimes people say that you can see differences on how each of these perforated holes are aligned on the actual toe box. If we look at both of them, they're fairly aligned. I would say the one thing is how clean some of these dots are, or some of these holes are in the toe box, right? Like you can see here. I just wish I had a better camera. If you guys keep watching these videos and you get my videos views up, I'll be able to buy a better camera. But basically, notice how there's some inconsistencies in some of the holes. They're a little messier, they're a little sloppier, right? Whereas you look at this, every single hole is a perfect circle. There's no inconsistencies. It's clean, right? There's a machine that actually just does this, and then, you know, they can look at the leather after when they place it. But here, there's not some Nike guy going around checking all the holes, right? So there's gonna be inconsistent, like that one's inconsistent. These ones are a little bit misaligned. There's gonna be little things, right? So you gotta be pretty, when you're doing these checks, make sure you're looking at it from a detailed point of view. Now, let's look at the tongues. The tongues themselves are, you know, I'm not gonna say, the material is exactly the same. Let's be honest. They've nailed the material on the fakes, and you know, it is what it is. There's the Nike tag on the real. And then here's the fake. Again, one thing you can usually tell, just have to make sure the font is the same and all that good stuff. But look, a little bit sloppier. It's not crazy. It's not something that I think you wouldn't see on a retail pair, to be really honest. Let's go on the medial sides. So I'm gonna put the fake on, or the fake on the top, real on the bottom. That's what the real looks like. again, you have that white undertone. And then here, you don't see that white undertone, frankly. You don't, look. You just don't see it. You just don't see it. Look, I'm gonna switch these up because I want you to be able to see this properly. Okay? When I say white undertone, look at it. If you touch your fake, so you touch the one you have in hand, and it doesn't look like this. It should look, even here, I've never touched, this is the first time I'm taking these out of the box. I'm doing the real first fake comparison straight up, like, as it's being filmed, but look, there is a white undertone. There is a very apparent white undertone. There's the other real one. There's a very apparent white undertone. White undertone. White undertone. Now, keep in mind, you're not gonna have people running around touching your kicks as you walk around. You know, this is not a detail that I would be able to see on someone's feet and say, oh, your kicks are fake. But it's very, very apparent that this just isn't the same level of detail or quality or material in this shoe, when it doesn't necessarily have that. It has a little bit, I will actually admit, it has a little bit, but to this extent, no. No, this looks like I can make a whole bunch of jokes about what's happening right here, but I'm trying to keep this a PG-13 channel. Now, look at that. That's apparent. Okay. The swoosh heights, some people always say you gotta look at the swoosh heights. That varies for me. That continues to vary pair to pair. I will say that what Nike does a very good job of is when you see this cross stitch. I believe it's called cross stitch, and you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but whatever this is always exact. Every single Jordan 1 I have is always exact. You go to some fake pairs, and sometimes they're not exact. Like, look at this one. It's kind of curving a little bit. Like, it's not like a perfect, like look at this. That is just like, it knows where it's going. Like, this is so straight, and then look at this. It kind of bows out a little bit, and then it stops here, and it almost like goes a little bit too far, and then it comes down, and it's a little bit, like, this looks all right, but this doesn't look straight to me. Same thing over here. Look at the real pair. Like, that's like quality shit, and once in a while, I'm sure Nike lets them slip through that isn't like super on point, but look at that. And then I haven't even seen this one yet, but I'm gonna say, no, I'm wrong. That one actually looks pretty good. Let me look at this one. Yeah, again, notice up there, it's not perfect straight line, right? It almost curves. Now these are details. These are very small details that you just have to be aware of. You know, and it's tough. What I will say, and I always say it, just buy your shoes retail or don't buy them at all. And if you buy them, make sure you get them, if you're getting them from the secondhand market, get them from a legit spot, man. Go to StockX, pick up your pair, man. You know, you have people that are actually, you're paying a premium, yeah, but you have people actually with the shoe in hand looking at it. I can tell you this all day and tell you what to look for, but until you have the real and the fake in hand, you're not gonna know. Like, you especially, I'm not gonna lie, this pair, it's a little bit scary to know how close the fakes are. Straight up, like, I don't think this is something, you know, when you have the real hand, you'll know right away. But if you didn't have this pair in hand, and you didn't see this video, and I gave you this shoe and I said this is real, and here's my receipt. Here's the receipt that I got. I give you that receipt. I give you this real box, and I give you these. There you go, 100% authentic. You know, bought them from Foot Locker. What are you gonna do? You're gonna watch this video and you say, oh, came with a receipt. Maybe this guy fixed up the suede. Oh, suede looks good. Stitching looks all right. It's tough for you to know. I know because there's a couple, you can feel this embossing. It's not anywhere near it should be. I can see the suede because I have the reel in hand. I can see that it doesn't have that clear, distinct white undertone, and the material just is not as it should be in terms of retail. And then you can tell right away when you look at some of those apparent lines and they're not straight, that's a call out. You know what I mean? So there's little things like that. Now, again, if I missed anything on this, I'm gonna flip these upside down so you guys can see. But typically, the outsoles, I don't like showing too much on the Jordan 1s because they've got these down. It should be a triple black outsole, and that's that. So, I mean, again, guys, Hopefully this was helpful. I don't know if it was or not. The Jordan 1 Mocha, there's a lot of, I'm just gonna say it right now, the fakes are really good. The fakes are really, really good. Let me know if I missed anything in this comparison in terms of some very, very apparent details. But again, if you are gonna look at, like I said, make sure you look at that suede. Make sure there's that undertone. It should look exactly like mine. And then, you know what? One thing I did forget to do was look at the tag. The fake tag. I don't like looking at tags because that seems like something they can easily perfect, but that's the tag on the fakes, and then on the real pair, we didn't even look at the lacing and all that, but on the real pair it's the same sort of deal. I don't like looking at the tags too much. I'm happy to send over images of the tags or leave them in the description box down below, but yeah, man. And then the obviously the lace should be on the left shoe, right? And then here, okay, so these didn't even come with an extra lace. So there you have it. Don't let anyone sell you a shoe without the extra lace. I'm not gonna lie, guys, fakes are getting crazy, and you gotta be super, super careful. I hope you guys found this review somewhat helpful. If you did, obviously, you know, continue to support. Really appreciate everything you guys do. Helps my channel grow, and we'll continue to put out more videos. Hit that like, comment, subscribe down below because I got new videos coming soon. Dude, he signed out. Peace.